for 4 years, I was sexually abused by my basketball coach, who's also my father's best friend. So, and that's usually how it happens. 95% of the time, it's somebody that the victim knows and trusts. And that's what perpetrators prey on, is that relationship, that trusting, cohesive relationship, in fear that the child will not say anything.
And so you lived with this for years and
did.
didn't tell anybody.
I lived with it. I was suicidal. I was severely depressed, insomnia, and I was just screaming on the inside, and I suffered in silence, which is what, unfortunately, most victims do. And I'm here to try to eliminate that as much as I can.
What was it that got you to the point where you could tell somebody? And who did you tell? Who was the first person?
I told my older sister. She could tell that there was something obviously wrong with me. I mean, I'm very fun, bubbly, silly, happy girl. And she, I started wearing dark clothes, dyed my hair dark, started to be very, very just withdrawn from, the relationships that I had in my life. And she finally just flat out asked me, Jenna, has anybody ever hurt you? And without even speaking, I gave my answer. I just burst into tears.
Wow.
So at that point, I couldn't say no after crying, right? That doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah.
So, and then even after I said, yeah, someone's hurt me, she goes, well, who is it? And I said, I can't tell you because you won't believe me. It was very, very scary.
So did she then get you to tell her who it was?
She did. I told her. I finally told her. And her jaw literally hit the floor because he was basically like an uncle, family, friends.
Right.
His son was my best friend. His daughter was my older sister's best friend. So, yeah, we did all kinds of things together, family vacations, all kinds of, activities and stuff like that. So it was very, very devastating for both the families. We have, it's called the Children's Advocacy Center. And I saw a lot of other little kids, 2, 3, 4, 5-year-old little girls and boys who came in and they were abused. And they couldn't even hardly say that they were actually abused. They had to show you with dolls because they didn't know what certain body parts were.
Right.
And that really, really got to me. I realized there's a lot going on here, and this is just an epidemic. I mean, it's 1 in 3 girls and 1 in 6 boys before the age of 18.
Wow.
Yeah, that's before the age of 18. And then I thought, well, where are all these schools? What's the easiest place to access all of these children? And that's in school. So basically with Jenna's law, ages K through 12 have to be informed on sexual abuse. So parents, teachers, and students are all basically have information on the signs and symptoms of sexual abuse.
In general terms, I am fantastic. Life has just really gotten better since I was last there, and I couldn't be more grateful for that because, in life, you never know. So, things are going really well. I'm actually newly married. I've been married for just a little over a year. I was actually dating him when I was in Boston last. So he's been with me through this whole journey, and he's just wonderful and supportive, and I feel very blessed to have met that one good person, that I can spend the rest of my life with. I've been doing several speaking engagements since I was in Boston last, and really just a week ago, I spoke to an all-faiths Catholic middle school group of boys and girls. And it was really nice because, I speak to kids, I speak to middle schoolers, high schoolers, children, and I also speak to adults. I do trainings, I do sexual abuse awareness trainings. So, the audience just runs the gamut. But these 6th through 8th graders were so precious, and it was really nice for me to see that age group because, it reminded me of, I was around that age when that happened, and so I was able to tell them, I wish I would have had someone like myself come in when I was your age and tell me these things and show me these warning signs, and teach me what to look out for and how to look out for myself. Jenna's law was, passed, and it was really the first sexual abuse state law ever in the United States. It was the first of its kind. And what's happened since then is Jenna's law has been strengthened and it's been amended twice. So that's a good thing. So the first amendment came in 2011. Now in 2011 it was amended, and now foster care centers and child placing agencies also have to abide by the state law. And then so just recently now, it's been amended, thank goodness, to go into public universities. You know, everybody who has been through something like this needs that inspiration. They need that, okay, where do I draw my strength? Where do I find faith? Because a lot of the times, you know, someone who's been through this, they can't find it in and of themselves. They can't find it in and of themselves, and that's okay. Okay, because you're not supposed to fight the battle alone. And I think that's a big misconception. Is there's no just getting over it. You know, you can't just fight it on your own. You've got to seek help. You've got to build your faith back up. You know, there's lots of resources out there. There's advocacy centers, there's churches, there's counselors, there's people who really do care about you and want you to be whole. Biggest, I would say, fuel that really keeps me going is just knowing that, you know, captives are being set free. Men, women, children, so many people, you know, by the word of my testimony, are able to have a little bit of enlightenment in their own lives, and they're able to get help and see that they're not really alone, because that's really one of the worst things about sexual abuse is that you really do feel alone. You feel isolated. You feel like you're the only one that's feeling these feelings. And so, you know, to get certain individuals to be able to talk about it, or even just to realize and recognize that, hey, you know, the feelings that I've had and the things that I've been through, I'm really truly not the only one. And that in and of itself can do a lot for someone's healing.